I mean, Esther is always. Okay.
You know what? Good for you for doing this. This is wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're doing what likely 99% of people would never do. You're putting
Yes.
yourself out there.
Yes.
And you have a wonderful story to share, coming to a new country and things. I just want you to know, I'm a fan, and if I can help.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, reach out.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grow Together. Today I'm so happy to have Dalene Allen with us. Dalene is a founder of Networking Naturally. She is a wonderful mentor who helps people grow their business through real and meaningful connections. She believes success started with building strong relationships. Hello, Dalene, and welcome here.
I am thrilled to be here, and congratulations on starting your very own podcast. Good for you.
It's great to you have here. To start, could you tell us a bit about yourself and what inspired you to begin your journey with Networking Naturally?
When I started my very first business many years ago, I had a fear of handing out a business card to a stranger. And because I didn't have a bricks and mortar location, I worked from home. I had a home-based business, that somehow I felt maybe the imposter syndrome of it wasn't a real business, but also the fear of talking to somebody I didn't know. I mean, it was bad. Okay, I likely did everything wrong when it came to networking, but my goals and my dreams were big enough. It helped me realize that I needed to try a different way, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
That's great. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Next question. You often say your networking is your net worth. What does that phrase truly mean to you?
In the past few years, we've had a global pandemic with COVID. And for many of us, being at home and not being able to socialize, because we do crave human contact, that those of us that had a support system or a network of relationships, I think we fared better than those people who perhaps were more introverted, didn't have a bigger circle of friends. And now that we've come out on the other side, I truly believe our human connections are even more important.
Yes. Next question. Many people feel nervous or shy about networking. Did you ever experience that? And how did you build your confidence in connecting with others?
That's a really good question. As I said earlier, I was the worst networker in the whole wide world. I mean, I did everything wrong. It was like throwing business cards at people and never really making a connection. But when the pain of remaining the same is worse than the pain of change, you'll do something. So I sought people out who knew what networking was about, asked them what worked for them. And really what it boiled down to was networking was not about me. It was about the people I was in front of. And what could I do for them? We all like to be seen. We like people to listen to us, share our stories. And when you really make it about the other person, it totally changes.
That's amazing. Next question. From your perspective, what makes a connection genuine instead of just professional?
A human connection. If you can find something you have in common, so your background is in design, and so if the person you're talking to has, through their profession, has some sort of a need or connection, then you have commonality and something to talk about. Or, I love to say to people, do you have a pet? I've never had a pet, but I love everybody else's pet. So it gives us something to talk about. So a human connection, something in common, makes a conversation flow easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have built an impressive 5 million referral-based business. What's one key ingredient behind creating a strong and lasting referral partnership?
caring about people, knowing in your heart that it's not so much about a sale, but it's about finding a person's need and filling it. That it's more than transactional, that it is relationship-based. When you can be honest and authentic with people, if something goes sideways, right, and you fix it, your trust deepens. But truly caring about people and not having a dollar sign, that it just flows, right? Yeah. And when people feel they can be totally honest with you if they don't like something, and you're okay with that, and they know that you'll fix it, that's a great way to be able to do business, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. What was been one of the biggest challenges you have faced with growing your network, and what did it teach you?
Most people, when they think about networking, it causes anxiety because you're walking into a room full of strangers and you don't even know whether their profession could align with your profession. So it's kind of not as strategic as you could be. The plus, when I started my first business, social media is not what it is today. And you really can, especially for introverts, reach out and make connections with people enough that you feel comfortable. And then you can say, hey, I'm going to this networking event. Would you like to come with me? Then suddenly we're not walking into a room full of strangers. We've at least got one connection. Right? The fear of public speaking ranks higher than the fear of death in the Guinness World Book of Records, or at one time it did. That if we made a connection daily on social media platform we're active on, that it's just so much easier today because you get to see their profile, you get to see what they post. You can learn a lot about people by following them on social media, which then when you start that relationship, when it comes to meeting in person, it's no longer a stranger. Or that Zoom. I love Zoom compared to a phone call because you get to interact personally, right?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, social media is important today because you connected with millions of people.
Yeah. So imagine if you did it strategically, that when you go in every morning, if you made one new connection, check out their profile, see if they have something in common, check out their first and second line connections, see if they're actually posting, do they have a photo, those types of things, that you really get to hand pick who you would like to grow your network with.
Yeah. Yes. It's a common myth about networking that you wish more people understood.
Okay. Many people will say, can I close a sale at a networking event? You want to go? No. That if you go in and you are trying to sell to somebody that you don't even know, it's kind of, the term could be pushy. Now, press until something happens means we're trying to make a connection. And that's where, if you've ever had to deal with a client you didn't like, if you got to know them first as a human being, then you could eliminate a lot of grief later because maybe you don't want to do business with that person. So it's the relationship and those first conversations to find that common thread. And then I believe business will happen organically. Know, like, and trust. Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. And the next, what has networking taught you about people and human connection?
We want to feel appreciated. We want to feel seen. We want someone to listen, to really listen, to understand, not listen for a break so I can try to sell you something, but to really listen. I truly believe that everybody has a great story to share. And when you hear somebody's background, look at what you've done. You moved to a different country, you're in school, but you're still realizing the power of us sharing our stories. I learned so much from people who are new to Canada, and I'm one who appreciates that you came here. And if we don't make you feel welcome, why would you stay? Right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. You, as a newcomer to Canada, see opportunities we don't see. I mean, you just took the biggest risk of your whole life to come here. And I don't care if that's just from another province in Canada. But you come here because you have knowledge and expertise in a whole other world that we need to learn about.
Yes, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
For 9 question, okay. What advice you give to someone who is introverted but wants to build meaningful professional relationships?
Yeah. Warren Buffett, who is a finance wizard, says, and I believe this is true, we're all looking for a way to make a quick buck. And he says, those people will never listen to how I have built wealth because it's all relationship based. That if we work on building a relationship, and here's the difference between networking and growing a network. With social media platforms today, if you made one new connection a day, found something you had in common, and then started to follow that person, right? And they're not always going to respond, but you start following. But tomorrow you're going to do the same thing, make one new connection. Strategically, I love the book Atomic Habits. When somebody only goes to a networking event once or twice a month, number one, the word conjures up anxiety. Number two, if you only do something twice a month, you're not getting comfortable with it. And that's where making connections on social media. And here's one of the things that I do. I do go to a fair number of networking events in a month, but I'm always meeting new people. And one of the things that I'll say, whether I meet them online or in person, hey, I'm going to these next 2 networking events. Would you like to meet me there? And I can introduce you to some people. I try to do what I wish somebody had done for me when I started my first business. And a gentleman who I'm still friends with today took me aside and said, Delane, your enthusiasm is contagious, but we need to teach you about networking. And that's where I realized, yeah, number one, I had a lot to learn. But when you see somebody who's good at something, compliment them, ask them to share it, and they usually will. So again, for the introvert, make those connections online and then say, shall we meet? And here's the thing, meet for coffee takes a lot of time. If you're going to a networking event and you can invite 5 people to come with you and they're more comfortable to come knowing they're going to meet somebody, they won't all show up. But the couple that do are so thankful that they've already talked to you, likely know what you look like. So walking into that room isn't quite as challenging.
Yes, I agree with you. As a immigrant woman, I have so challenges like that.
Well, and the part that I love learning about people from other countries, and here's the other part, somebody who networks out west in Canada is not necessarily the way we network in a smaller province with a smaller population base. We're kind of cliquey here in Atlantic Canada. You know, it's like if you have a warm connection, that opens a lot more doors.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. But you teach us how you obviously are very good in your home country of making connections.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so I love that I learn all of these different ways that other people, other nationalities, other, professionals have built their networks in another area.
Yes. Next question. How do you keep growing personally and professionally through all the connection you have built?
Following people I admire, and I'm a big believer in if I'm going to follow somebody, it has to be somebody who's in a higher position than me so I can learn, and that I kind of align with what they're sharing and how they're sharing it, so that not only am I building a network, I am learning at the same time. So certainly following different organizations, let's say if you were a realtor, then you'd want to follow banks, you'd want to follow the mortgage industry. If you're in IT, who in that profession is at a higher level than you and is sharing information that you align with, that is a learning curve for you, as well as making the connection. So it's kind of all encompassing.
You talk about creating a dream team of referral partners. What does that look like in the real life?
If we think of our client as a human being first, so let's say if you were a realtor, Perhaps your client is just getting married or just starting a family, and who else would they be doing business with that could refer clients? Here's one of the things that I find: a chiropractor, because when we go to the chiropractor, we're usually in pain. And the chiropractor, they're trying to find the root cause of the pain. Why is your neck so stiff? Oh, I've got to renew my mortgage. That chiropractor can add what we call social capital by saying, hey, I have a really great mortgage broker I work with. Would you like a connection? So not only has the pain, the adjustment worked, but suddenly the root of the pain may lessen because they now have a connection. So I'll give you an example. My first business I sold about 10 years ago, and it was a consumable product. If I did not keep that client happy, I did not have a residual income. And this was about 3 years ago. She remembered my phone number. So I get a call out of the blue from this client. I hadn't talked to her in about 7 years. I knew the whole family. We had a wonderful catch up, and she said, Delene, I was going to press Google because I need 3 things. And then I thought, I'm going to call Delene. And she called me, we had a nice chat, and the 3 things she needed, I could connect her to 3 people. That's social capital. And so when you can be of greater value than just your service. So think of it this way. So we have that first-time home buyer. So we have a realtor, we have a mortgage broker, we have a lawyer, home and auto insurance, a financial services person, a handyman, a painter. Everybody deals with the same client in a complementary, not competitive way. But you become a resource for that person, that when it's like, oh my goodness, my home and auto insurance, because if you don't have that, you can't close a house sale. So if they call back that realtor or mortgage broker they're dealing with, look, I've got a great person, let's connect you to them and get the deal done. Then not only you saved your sale, you saved the day for your client, and you helped support another person. So imagine as you go through that, the referrals that could be passed. See, I believe a chiropractor could refer business to almost anybody, or a massage therapist, because we go there and we complain, right? And if they're good listeners and realize making a suggestion costs them nothing, but adds great value to their clients.
Yeah, that's amazing examples.
Yeah. Well, are you studying design? So perhaps a photographer, videographer. It could be a person that sells fabric. It could be a person that sells the supplies that you use. So we're all dealing with a similar clientele. And now, don't laugh, but I have a friend, a mortgage broker, said, Delene, I really need to make some new connections. And I said, only because I know this person, gentleman, and he's married, he has 2 small children. I said, are your kids in daycare? Yeah. I said, well, you're paying a lot of money to that daycare. Take them 30 cards and tell them that if you get a mortgage, you're going to give them a $50 gift card for craft supplies at the dollar store, Michael's or whatever. And within a month, that daycare director found him 3 people who needed mortgages. Right? Daycares, they know everything about mommy and daddy and what's happening at home. It's funny, but yes. Yeah. So thinking outside the box a little bit can really help grow the network, but also your referrals, because the referrals are the greatest door opener.
Yes. And finally, let's flip the script. If you were the host of this show, what one question would you love to be asked but rarely ever get?
Sharing a story, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, but you've already asked that. Another question, stop here, let me think for a second. In this particular case, share a story about how a connection opened a door, right? It was like my friend, older gentleman, phenomenal networker, who took me under his wing and helped me likely save a lot of frustration by learning that networking is not about me. It's all about the person who's in front of you. When you can really make good eye contact, smile, ask thoughtful questions, communication and community start.
Yes. And Last question. When the people want to connect it with you, how can they connect it?
You can go to my website, networkingnaturally.ca. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and don't be shy. I love making introductions to people because my name is in the middle of that introduction. And don't you wish that somebody would do that for you? Check out our networking events online. Join me at any of those because I'm happy to introduce you to people.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm really enjoying have a conversation with you. Thank you everyone watching us. Please follow us on Instagram and YouTube channel Grow Together by Benza. Thank you.
Thank you.